Hey guys, Antonio here, and welcome back to another TV review. And we're reviewing season 7, episode 10 of The Walking Dead. Just went off, Talking Dead's on right now, so there's a lot that happened in this episode. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, the new group that Rick encountered, they like live in like the trash pile. They have their own language and whatnot. So they want to. They're the ones that took Gabriel, and they wanted to make a deal with Rick, and Rick was like, "Well, I want to see Gabriel first before we even start talking." So they show up with Gabriel. So apparently this was all Rick's plan to, I guess, try to get more people or whatnot. So the junkyard people, their leader, her name is Jadis. I don't know what was about her hair. It was just like basic, kind of unkept, but it was like clean cuts, like kind of like, I guess some people say it looks like a watermelon on Twitter. But hey, she was rocking it and she was rocking the style. So her and Rick talk. So they go on top of a trash pile, and to which, well, she just shows them like how vast, I guess, their community is. With they What she says is they take and they don't bother. But they were waiting for somebody to take the stuff off the boat so they could take it. I mean, I guess to each is their own or whatever. Um, so they're talking and she pushes to make this deal with Rick. I guess he has to prove himself, so she pushes him down one of the trash piles, and he ends up fighting this walker that has a bunch of blades on it and all this other stuff. So it's like the bladed trash walker versus Rick Grimes. To which Michonne helps him out. They're telling him to like pull stuff down from the trash wall on top of the blade walker, and Rick's able to successfully kill it and whatnot, and he proves himself. So he's saying that they can get whatever they need because they need help to take down the saviors. Because he says, well, since you're taking the stuff that we need from the saviors, they're going to take that stuff back from you because our lives don't belong to you. They already belong to the saviors. But if you help us, you can take some of their stuff and all that other thing. So they end up making a deal. Um, Rick says he's gonna give them 1/3 of what they take from the saviors, but in order for this deal to commence, they have to get guns for the junkyard people. So they broker that deal. Rosita is like, oh no, we can't stop or whatever because Rick's hurt. People are hungry back in Alexandria, so they need to get the supplies back so people can eat, and also so they can fix Rick and Aaron up. And she's telling Tara like, nah, so I'll go by myself. And R- Rosita, girl, oh, you need to slow down just a little bit. She reminds me of when Sasha was mad. Way back when a couple of other people died, and she was just like gunning down all the all the wolves and stuff. So I think she's taken that out of that book. And then, so we go to the kingdom. Of course, the saviors show up to take the supplies. Morgan and Richard are there, along with I think his name is Benjamin. Yes, Benjamin. There's a little tussle because Richard's kind of like being big balls, but when he shouldn't. So little tussle. Nobody gets hurt, but they take Morgan's stick because he was trying to protect. He's trying to protect Richard or whatever. So then, this cuts to him and Daryl talking, and then he takes Daryl because he's gonna go attack the saviors, so that way Ezekiel will have more of an incline to join up with Rick and to attack them. But it turns out that his plan was to lead them to this place where there's somebody Ezekiel cares about, and Daryl like pretty much had already put two and two together. And Richard says, well, it's a woman. And Daryl's like, so what's her name? And he's like, no, you tell me her name. And then he said it was Carol. To which Daryl's like, nah, dude, done. I'm not doing this if it involves, hurting Carol. Gone, done. But, Richard was trying to do it anyway, because he thought Daryl wouldn't care. One person versus killing one person versus, having them kill a bunch of people. He's like, well, she's tough, maybe she'll survive because, Carol's a badass, but she's kind of in that gray mode right now where she's just trying to stay her, I guess, in a way. Not completely lose herself, which I'll explain later in the video. Um, so they, you know, Daryl ends up stopping him. They come to a bit of a stalemate. So, um, sorry. Ezekiel and them go to visit Carol, sort of visit Carol. They were just trying to make rounds, but they ended up tripping her wire and whatnot. So they give, Jerry gives her a cobbler, just in case she, opened the door, because she's like, why are you here? And Ezekiel said that we weren't gonna bother you, but you're the one that opened the door, so there's that. So we have all that going on, and then Laura behold, there's another door knock at her door, and she gets up because she's really mad, and then it's Daryl, and we have this very emotional reunion between Daryl and Carol. So it's just like caught up in the feels and whatnot. So she pretty much was explaining, like I said earlier, that the reason why she left because she didn't want to lose anybody else, but then again that she lost anybody, like pretty much she was like, I would lose myself if I continued down this road. Like I wouldn't be me anymore. She's like, there would be nothing left. It would just be Killer Carol, not the Carol that loves and cares about people. But she starts crying and she asks Daryl, did the saviors come? Is everybody all right? She asked that a couple of times, and Daryl couldn't tell her the truth that people died, that he was captured. He's like, no, everybody's back home, everybody's fine. Just to keep Carol so she wouldn't, because if he would have told her the truth, it would have been a wrap. She would have became Dark Carol again, and she would have she would have wanted to fight. So we get this scene later on after Daryl left that you see him with Morgan and the tiger, and he's like, I'm glad she didn't tell Carol. It's like, well, how do you know? Oh, how do you know? Because because if you would have told her, she would be here right now. I mean, she'd be ready to fight. So that was, pretty much it. We got some little downtime between some of the characters. We might have some new allies with the junkyard people. Pretty good episode. Lots of emotions going on, especially between Daryl and Carol, because everybody ships that. But next episode we get to see what's going on with Eugene, Dwight, and Negan as they're still searching for Daryl. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. What are your predictions for what's going to happen? I know some people have read the comics, some people haven't, but it's always good to get theories around what's going to do it. And if you liked what I had to say, feel free to give me a like, subscribe for more information. I'll be doing some TV reviews more consistently now. And with that, guys, Antonio is out. Enjoy your night, and that was The Walking Dead for us. See you guys later.